Today's a very important day. We do have interest rate decision and the Fed press conference. We're very likely going to see some local volatility. Now, I'm going to explain the level of support that needs to hold for Bitcoin, because if this is lost, we're very likely going to come down to 103.6K, which is the lows from the 17th of October. Now, we are still maintaining uptrend structure for the last 10 days, as you can see here. Now, a lot of people might think this is only a bear flag. We got a big drop from all-time high, and we just really grinding to the upside, and it will end up losing inevitably this level of support, and we come into claim here below 103.7K, which is the low here from the 17th of October. I'll be explaining in detail today the most important levels of resistance and support that you need to pay attention when we get the news event today. Now, we're also taking a look at the liquidity and a very important chart here that is very disturbing, guys, that I want to explain throughout the end of the video. So make sure to stay tuned till the very end. Now, let's go right away here with the price of Bitcoin. Yes, we had this major move to the downside from all-time high. And you might think there's a lot of volume. This is just the initial leg of the bear market. The uptrend momentum that we've had in the last 10 days does look very corrective. But what is the most crucial level of support to maintain to get more upside momentum? Well, it is the 111K zone. Why is it this zone? We literally have the point of control of this entire range sitting at $111,000. We are maintaining uptrend support, as you can see. And we also have anchored VWAP from the pivot low right over here of the 17th of October. Now, the anchored VWAP has been a crucial level of resistance throughout the last week. We did get rejected from the anchored VWAP right over here, as you can see on the chart. However, we did break it just last week, reclaimed it as support, and continue to the upside. Now we just literally trading in those anchored VWAPs right over here. If we lose this anchored VWAP from this higher low of the 22nd of October, then eventually we are looking at the higher low support trend line and the point of control. If this zone is lost, then I would say that we're likely going to come down to 103.6K. This momentum needs to maintain. Of course, you do have the Valley area low, which is slightly above 109K. So a little bit of wick momentum here is totally fine, but this would be the crucial area for the price of Bitcoin to find that support and continue the momentum to the upside. So pay attention to this area in between 111 and 109K. There's only a gap of $2,000. It can wick, but this is the most important zone of support, as you can see. Higher low support trend line, anchored VWAP from the lows, point of control of the entire range. And yes, we are continuing this uptrend momentum for the last 10 days. So this could actually be a multiple 1-2 setup, and we're just building up that explosive move to the upside in the next coming weeks. Now, I do have a few trades open, mainly on Ethereum, on BTCC, and on Bluffin. Now, I am not worried about closing this position just as of yet. It all depends on today and see if we are going to hold that support zone for the price of Bitcoin. But overall, I do see Ethereum holding pretty nicely. Remember, if you are interested in trading, you do have incredible bonuses down below. You got Bluffin with a 15% cashback, which is only till tomorrow, guys. Take advantage of this right away with the link down below. You can actually trade gold here using stable coins or any of the cryptocurrency as well, such as Bitcoin. Now, you do have BTCC as well with a $10,000 deposit bonus. You can also trade stock market S&P 500, guys. Check out the links down below to claim those bonuses on these exchanges. Now, of course, I have to understand the bearish case scenario. That is breaking here below $109,000, potentially even hitting 107, 106. If we are going to claim this higher low, if it is going to be touched, then look no further. After that bounce, we are likely going to backtest that point of control or the scene of the crime of this higher low support trend line and continue the momentum to the downside to just break below 103.6K. Now, of course, this is the area. This is really the zone that we need to form a higher low. If we break down, I would say we're just going to have to wait and see how low can we go on the price of Bitcoin. Now, what is the bullish case scenario eventually? Well, even here, we are holding support. When we do go to the Bybit chart, the low here that was created on the 17th of October was a higher low and we formed a triangle pattern. Now we are testing the resistance as support of the triangle lower high. That is also with the anchored VWAP from the higher low of the 22nd of October. So we are finding some support here. It is totally fine that if we do break this support, as explained, we do have the point of control of this entire range sitting around about $111,000 and this higher low support as explained here on the Coinbase chart. So there is a lot going on here. We really do not want to lose this zone. Even when we do get the interest rate decision and also the Fed press conference, we could get that volatility. It might drop a couple of $1,000. If we come to this zone, I do see this area as a very good, strong bouncing zone. Now let's talk about directly the bullish case, right? Which of course, the bearish case, if we lose this major level of support, then eventually I am looking for $103,000 in the next week or so. The bullish case scenario is that we're actually holding support right over here as explained on the Bybit chart. We are at lower high resistance from the triangle. We have the anchored VWAP and we just form a multiple 1-2 setup here. Now, of course, with this multiple 1-2, you're expecting throughout the next coming days to develop that third wave and break out the $116,000 resistance where we got rejected in the last few days. If we break this area, we do have a massive fair value gap, which we do not have much volume, not many resistance here in this range. Of course, we do have the golden pocket from all-time high to the low, which is sitting in the middle of that fair value gap at 117.7K. And it is actually the point of control of the entire range since July. When we do zoom out on the higher time frame, yes, it is true that we do have that point of control. But overall, if we are going to be breaking up to the upside, we are forming a fifth wave, which is very likely going to be that third wave. I would not expect here a kind of a triple top situation in the next coming days if we were to tackle this area. So I would be expecting a significant breakout just because we have that massive fair value gap and we're heading up above $120,000. Then this zone is going to be paid attention because yes, we do have the value area high. We do have that consolidation here that we had on the second week of October. So that is without a doubt a zone where I would expect a pullback. But if we break above $116,000, I do strongly believe that we are going to get that push to the 120K region where we could be getting that first initial pullback. Now, why are we taking into consideration that we do have the potential of moving to higher prices in the next 1 to 2 weeks? Well, that is zooming out here on the 4-hourly because a lot of people will believe that eventually with this move down, we have broken structure. We got beneath these higher lows. It's a very strong impulse with high volume. Well, why not form a lower high, right? It's kind of the most obvious scenario. That's it. Bear market. We're going to lower prices in the next coming weeks. So why be so you have that hopium of that we are going to continue to all-time high. As explained on many videos throughout the last few weeks, from this correction, we formed a three-wave structure. And that's where we can get together here a flat structure. Now, a flat structure is part of a correction, especially on the higher time frame when you're coming from a major uptrend. So yes, we are taking into consideration that this could be the low if we maintain those supports that I've explained here throughout the video. So does it have a chance to form multiple 1-2s and continue to the upside? Absolutely yes. And it all has to do with this three-wave structure to the upside that is giving the potential of this being a flat and this the end of the correction. Something that we need to take into consideration. Talking about the liquidity, we do have lots of liquidity above $116,000. It is true that we do have liquidity to the downside. So we can't really rely on the liquidity because there's lots to the upside and lots to the downside, okay? Now, October is slightly in the red. As we do know, October has usually been the most bullish month for Bitcoin in the last 10 years. Can we flip it in the green as we just have 2 days left? I strongly believe that that could be the case if we are maintaining that support as explained in today's video. Something that is very disturbing, of course, when we do talk about the 4-year cycle theory and seasonality, yes, do we have the potential of already topping out? Q4 of the 4-year cycle theory is when we top out. December, November, possibly October, where we did hit $126,000. When we do take a look at the dollar index, we know that when the dollar index is in a bull run, then obviously the price of Bitcoin enters a bear market. We can see this throughout the history in the last 10 years. We can see 2013, where we had a consolidation on the dollar index. Okay, as you can see, this is where the price of Bitcoin was topping out. We got a major rally here on the dollar index, bear market for Bitcoin. 2018, it was the same picture. A consolidation of a few months, finding a bottom on the dollar index, bear market throughout 2018 for Bitcoin. 2021, the same structure. We were bottoming out here for a few months, massive rally, entering into 2022 here, as you can see, bear market for Bitcoin. Right now, the price of the dollar index is consolidating for a few months, finding a bottom range, and Bitcoin has had a massive rally throughout the last couple of years. Could this be it, guys, where we just have a few more weeks to maybe hit one more all-time high, or is the top in according to the dollar index chart here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be doing a live stream later on, guys, to go a little bit more technical and in detail on the price of Bitcoin. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the live stream later on.